I welcome you once more, brothers and sisters, to the Sunday of the Good Shepherd. Christ used the image of a shepherd to describe himself today for us. And this image is not just peculiar with Christ, it has been used all through the Old Testament to depict who God is to Israel. In Psalm 80, verse 1, it starts by the psalmist acclaiming God as a shepherd and say, "O shepherd of Israel, hear us, you who leads Joseph's flock, who sits on the cherubim throne. Rise up your might and lead your people." The famous Psalm 23 will remind us and say, "The Lord is my shepherd, and there is nothing I shall want." And today, Jesus calls himself a shepherd, reminding us of the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 40, verse 11. "And he shall lead his flock like a shepherd, and gather them in his arms. He shall lead them to a good pasture. He shall gather them in his bosom and help the weak." And so, it gives us the image of the kind of leadership that God is. And Christ came and said, "I am the good shepherd." Now, Christ using the adjective, the good shepherd, the good, actually presupposes that there are shepherds and there are shepherds. There are people who appear as leaders, but they are not real leaders. And he is the example of what a good leader should be. What is it that a good leader should have? The quality of protection and laying down life for the good of the rest. And in the old Greek world, they usually have a category, or they categorize people into three different groups. The first groups are the groups of idiots. Idiots not in a derogatory term, but a designation term. This group of idiots and the group of the tribesmen and the last group are called the citizens. The difference between all of them is that the idiots are actually, they do not care. They don't care for anything. They are the kind of people who throw the trash even on the road. They are the kind of people who eat banana and throw the peel on the walkway. They are the kind of people who nothing bothers them. Even if the whole place is stinking and smelling and quaking and going to blazes, they don't care. The second group of people are the people called the tribesmen. The tribesmen are a group of people who are only concerned about themselves and about those who belong to them. It could be their family, it could be their friends, it could be their relative, whatever. Whoever is part of them, they care for. And if you are not part of them, you are out of their care. And the last group of people are called the citizens. And I think the United States will use the word patriot more than being a citizen. But citizens should be patriotic. And so these citizens are people who are concerned about what happens around them. They are concerned about the people who are in their society. They don't care what tribe you belong. They don't care where you come from. They only care about the people around everywhere for the common good. And it turns out that if idiots or tribesmen are in power, the whole society is turned upside down because they are nepotic, they care only for themselves, they are selfish, but citizens are not. Citizens care for everybody. And the kind of leadership that Christ presupposes as a good shepherd is the kind that citizens are. So that a citizen can lay down his life for his country, for the people around him, for the people who he cares, for the common good. And today, the church is the shepherd of the world because Christ is the head of the church and Christ is the shepherd. In that regard, everybody shares the responsibility in our own different spheres. But as a church, we have the pastors, we have the bishops, we have the pope, and everyone who is part of being the shepherd. And Christ wants all of them to be good shepherds. Apart from that, every leader, every person who shoulders responsibility is a shepherd. It can be in your family, it can be in your place of work, it can be in the society, you can be a government official. Each of us shoulders a responsibility, and that responsibility makes us shepherds. But the fact is that Christ wants us to be good shepherds. Otherwise, we will fall into the group of the idiots and the tribesmen who care only for themselves. And as a church, as people who are baptized, we are shepherds because we shoulder responsibilities. May God and Christ, who is the good shepherd, bring us closer to himself that we might listen to his voice and know him, for he knows us. We are his children, and he cares for us. He protects us. And so we should extend this same care and protection to everybody who is around us, for he has made us shepherds in our respective places. The Lord be with you.